What's up, internet people? How's it going, man? Welcome to another edition of the Beat broadcast and podcast here on this lovely January the 20th, 2026. So cool to be with you guys this year. We have an exciting week ahead of us right now. So the whole Breast Cancer Can Stick It team, the board, is going to be heading out to NAMM tomorrow in Anaheim, California for a big music conference where we get to go see our friends and sponsors and partners and everything like that. And I'll get to see my endorsements and hug everyone. It's going to be so cool. I can't wait. So excited to see everybody. And we're going to have Lori with us, Lori Peters, former drummer of Skillet, who is also on our board of directors. But right now, man, I want us to talk weather. So the weather has been pretty mild here in Texas lately, in Dallas area. However, this weekend is going to get nuts. It's going to get like snowy and icy and all kinds of craziness. But I personally have loved the mild winter. I could do this every year. If it would just stay like this, I'd be great. But put in the comments how you feel about the weather, okay? And let me know how the weather is where you're located. There's a couple things that we're changing about our broadcast tonight. So the main thing is we are switching our format just a little bit to where we kind of did like a little bit intro thing for about 30 minutes at the first of each show, but now we're just going to do about 15. We're kind of tightening up the show a little bit. We're going to start with our first guest of the evening, which is Deb. She'll be coming up here about 7:15 Central Time. She is a breast cancer survivor and a drummer based out of Nashville, Tennessee. So we're super pumped to have her on the show this evening. And the other change for tonight is we're just going to have the one guest. And the reason for that is it's NAMM week, people. I feel like I should have some music when I say that. It's NAMM week. You know, like some kind of, I don't know, bumper music would be cool next time maybe. So NAMM week, man, we are super excited about that. So all the celebrities are traveling to Anaheim, California, or doing things to prepare for NAMM. It's really difficult to get anybody to be on the broadcast this evening because of all the exciting things going on out in Anaheim, California. So we're going to skip the whole celebrity broadcast this evening. We're just going to focus on our survivor, Deb, who is from Nashville, drummer and a breast cancer survivor. Please share this broadcast out. Share it. Sharing is caring, man. Just share it. If you're watching for the different social media platforms, so TikTok people, what's up, man? Give us all the gifts you can, and they will be donated to Breast Cancer Can Stick It in the fight against breast cancer. I am a breast cancer survivor, the founder of Breast Cancer Can Stick It, professional drummer here. I'm also an author of the book, Breast Cancer Can Stick It, that you can get on Amazon. So check all that stuff out. We raise funds here at Breast Cancer Can Stick It for mammograms, research and trials, and for financial assistance for breast cancer treatment. So we're super busy putting together rock and roll minded events and doing fun things all year. We're going to have our first ever Nashville Drumathon this summer. More information coming about that really soon. And then in the fall, we're going to have it'll be our 12th annual Drumathon here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So be sure and prepare for that. We also have another event that's going to be brand new coming up in March of 2027. I can't tell you everything about it right now, but I will just say save the date of March 6th and then watch for more updates about March 6th. 2027. So yes, a year and a couple months away. All right, I'm going to check in to see what's happening in the chat room here. I see some people popping in. Happy Tuesday, Devin. What's up? Thanks for joining. Zayden, what's up, man? Thank you for joining, man. Appreciate you being here. Got you guys in from the YouTubes of the world. Aquarius is in the house. She is another breast cancer survivor and a drummer. She says, I hate the cold. I'm not looking forward to the ice. And I'm in Carrollton. So please keep letting me know where you're watching from right now. Want to hear from you guys. We have a moderator in the house tonight. Shelby is kicking it. So Shelby, thank you so much for being here and helping out this evening. You rock, dude. What's up? You rock. So one of the things that I usually talk about, usually like in the form of an ad, is our Beat and Repeat program. So I want to take a second to talk to you guys about that. It's something really cool and powerful that a lot of people don't realize that we have, but it is a monthly recurring donation program. I actually am signed up. I donate $60 a month to Breast Cancer Can Stick It. If you're not familiar, Breast Cancer Can Stick It is 99.9% run by volunteers. We have one paid employee who can only work, I think it's like 15 hours a week, something like that. And they are our volunteer coordinator and the producer of this broadcast. So that's the only person that we pay. So all the funds that we have available will go right back towards the cause. So please be sure to sign up for that Beat and Repeat. You can go to breastcancercanstickit.org/beat and repeat. breastcancercanstickit.org/beat and repeat and sign up and give your monthly donation. It could be like $5, man. It doesn't matter. If a bunch of people give $5, it can make a huge, huge difference. So please take a second to sign up for the Beat and Repeat program at breastcancercanstickit.org/beat and repeat. What else do we have going on? Oh, dude, in case you didn't see it, we started another live broadcast that we're doing each month. This one is the first Tuesday of each month, and it is called Mighty and Metastatic. It's a monthly podcast that we're going to be doing featuring Kim Lusk, the goddess of thunder. She's a bass player and a warrior going through triple negative breast cancer right now, metastatic stage 4 triple negative breast cancer. She is going to host that show with me. And then we also have Josie, who is an oncologist nurse who is fantastic, who's going to be part of that program. And we'll have a guest each month talking about metastatic breast cancer. It's kind of amazing to me how little people know about metastatic cancer in general. And so that's why we really want to bring this show to you guys. Even somebody on our board this week was like, well, what does metastatic mean? And I was like, well, let me tell you. So we talk about that a lot, but just briefly, in case you're wondering, metastatic breast cancer is incurable. It essentially means that it's systemic. It's throughout your body. So it means that it's traveled from the primary location of the cancer to another location, and it's the same cancer. It is possible to have 2 different cancers in your body and not be metastatic. Like you could have lung cancer and then you could have breast cancer and them not be the same cancer. But if you have breast cancer that spreads to your lungs and it's the same cancer, then it's breast cancer that is metastasized to your lungs. Usually has to go through your lymph nodes to do all that stuff. So it's pretty crazy. There's a lot to learn. I hope you guys will consider joining Mighty and Metastatic the first Tuesday of every month. And then the third Tuesday of every month, we're right here for the Beat broadcast with a survivor and a celebrity rock star. All right. So put your comments in there, man. I want to say thank you to everybody who's joined so far. I was going to give a shout out to everyone. I see there's about 10 people in the Facebook's world here. I want to be, check this out. Sign up tonight for our monthly donation, $10, $20, $50, and you'll automatically be entered for a pair of pink drumsticks at the end of the show. What? That's cool. Awesome. Shelby, you're slaying dragons, man. You're going to have to make the raffle tickets and let me know who wins because I don't have insight to that. So awesome. That'll be really cool. Actually, I think I can look at that. I think we can figure it out. But at the end of the show, we can do that. That's awesome. I love that. So sign up for Beat and Repeat and you'll automatically enter into a drawing to win a free pair of pink drumsticks at the end of the broadcast. Trevor's in the house. Trevor's an amazing photographer who does so much for breast cancer. Gets tickets. So good to see you, Trevor. Thanks for being here, man. All right. So we're going to do a quick fact or fiction from Dr. Joyce O'Shaughnessy. She is famous in the triple negative breast cancer world. She is doing the research and trials that we donate to here in Dallas, Texas. Dr. Joyce O'Shaughnessy, she does our fact or fiction and tells us a little bit of myth busting. So I want you guys to check this out. This has to do with alcohol and how and if that increases your risk of breast cancer. Check this out and we'll have Deb here real soon.
Well, let's talk about breast cancer risk and alcohol consumption. Now, here there are very strong data. The more drinks we have per day of any kind of alcohol, be it wine, beer, or other types of spirit liquors, the more we have per day, the higher our risk for breast cancer. So a safe approach is on average less than 1 a day. And I joke with the women and say, no, don't have them all at once either, but less than 1 a day is safe. So I always tell people 3 to 5 a week on average is safe. I don't think we should be having any more than 2 at a time, in an evening, for example, because it'll get the levels up. And alcohol is very, very toxic. It wounds our cells and it also raises estrogen levels. So very clear relationship between breast cancer risk and alcohol.
What if you could change a life for the cost of your daily coffee? By giving up just 1 coffee a month, you could provide hope and support to breast cancer survivors. Your $5 monthly donation helps fund treatment, research, trials, and mammograms. Sign up now at breastcancercanstickit.org.
Check it out. There's this killer new way to help raise funds for Breast Cancer Can Stick It by shopping at Kroger. Simply sign into your Kroger account online, then go into Community Rewards on the left-hand side. From there, search for Breast Cancer Can Stick It, then select Enroll. That's right, you shop, Kroger donates. Enroll with Breast Cancer Can Stick It today. Welcome back, everybody. I just spun a couple of commercials for you about the beat and repeat. Again, breastcancercanstickit.org/beat and repeat. Those of you who sign up today will be automatically entered in a drawing to win a free pair of pink drumsticks at the end of the broadcast. Woohoo! We also talked a little bit about the Kroger community rewards that they have. So if you shop at Kroger, be sure to tie your account to Breast Cancer Can Stick It, and they will donate. Fantabulous. All right. Very excited to have our first guest of the evening, our first and only guest of the evening, Deb in the house. How you doing, Deb? Thanks for being here.
I'm fabulous. How you doing?
I'm great. So good to see you, man. Thank you. It's cool because you and I were talking last week about something completely unrelated, and I was like, wait a minute, have you been on the show? And you were like, no. And so I was like, let's get you on, dude. And here you are. So excited to have you, man.
Excited to be here.
So tell us a little bit. We're going to start first with your journey through breast cancer. And if we have some time at the end, we could talk about drumming because I know you're also a drummer. So that's important to note. Yes, man. So how did you first find out that you were diagnosed, or how did you get diagnosed with breast cancer?
It was actually back in 2012, and I was religious about getting my mammogram. And my doctor had seen these spots the year earlier, like in 2011, and she kept an eye on it. So when I went back in 12 to get my mammogram, they had gotten bigger. So she was a little concerned. You know, you went through all the testing and everything, and she confirmed that it was breast cancer and gave me what my options were. And it was ductal carcinoma in situ, which means it didn't move, but it was growing. So I needed to get on it.
And what year did you say that was again?
2012.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
that's like 14 years ago.
Wow. Wow. So as soon as you were diagnosed, I mean, that's a scary diagnosis to get. I mean, I know how I felt. What was your immediate reaction, and were you at home alone, or what was your situation?
No, actually, my husband and we were in another state, and we were going to see the Victor Wooten concert. And we were in the parking lot parking our car, and the doctor called me and she explained everything. She's on speakerphone, and I'm like, well, what am I going to do now? And I looked at my husband and I said, let's go to the concert. So we went inside, we listened to the concert, and this just stuck in my head. Something Victor Wooten said in the middle of the concert. He said, don't worry about how you're going to die. Worry about how you're going to live. I have no idea
Oh,
why he
gosh.
said that and what the pretext was,
Right.
but it stuck in me. And that very moment I said, I need to get my head wrapped around this. We're going to get a grip and we're going to get through this. And God bless my husband. He was right there with me. And he said, I'm going to leave all the decisions up to you and you decide what you want to do. And then we enjoyed the concert. We went home. Was I freaked out? Yeah. But it was kind of surreal. But it's something that I knew that I was going to get through, especially with my husband by my side. We were going to be fine. And this also sticks in my head is that there are two things that make you believe in something that you can't see, and that's faith and that's fear. So I chose faith, and we got through it.
That's such a powerful statement that I think resonates with many people who have gone through breast cancer, especially those, Deb, that are metastatic. I think what you're saying is super important. Don't worry about how you're going to die. Worry about how you're going to live. I love that. We said something similar to that at our show, but it wasn't precisely that. And I really love that. That's something to get behind and be sure to spread with lots of people. So I'm going to remember that for sure. So whenever you got the diagnosis and your husband and you both were kind of trying to figure things out, what was the first step? You guys had an appointment with your doctor and then they kind of gave you the options of what was next, or did they just sort of lay it out for you?
No, they gave me the options. And the interesting thing was, is 3 months or 2 months before I was diagnosed, I was at work and I was in the parking garage moving cars around. I worked for an auto manufacturer and I couldn't breathe. So I called the gal that worked with me and I said, "You need to come and get me and take me to the hospital. Something seriously is wrong here." So she took me to the hospital, got me in the ER. They figured it out. I had a blood clot that actually broke off and went into my lung. It was a DVT, a pulmonary embolism actually in my lung. So is that was that related to cancer, blood clots, and breast cancer?
Wow.
Some say yes, some say no. Anyway,
Yeah.
so fast forward, they gave me the choices, and I realized I had one shot at this because the fact that I have blood clots issues or blood disorders, I didn't want to go through all of that numerous times. So let's just get it over with. So I made the decision to get a double mastectomy because it decreased my chances of the cancer coming back. And it could spread to the other side or come back in this side. And so having the double mastectomy gave me a 95% survival rate, which I'm still here, so they were right.
Right, right.
So
That's
what
cool.
we
So
chose.
they actually said that. I know more recently they're not saying those kinds of things, and I've always questioned it, to be honest with you, because I had a double mastectomy too. I was actually told when I did a double mastectomy that it doesn't increase your chances of survival, and it's the same as a lumpectomy, which I question that. Doesn't seem to make logical sense. Fortunately, through this new broadcast that we're doing, we're going to really dive into that and get some more understanding around that. But they told you straight up in 2012 that having a double mastectomy would decrease your risk of recurrence.
That's what they told me. That was one
There you
of the
go.
choices. Now
Yeah.
I could have had the lumpectomy, but again, I was like, I'm only going to do this once. So
Right. That's kind of where I sat too. Is it was like, well, I can't get breast cancer again in my other breast if I don't have one, you know. But I think the one thing that I know that at least I've been learning more of is that recurrence usually happens when it gets to your lymph nodes, which I still feel strongly that it has to somehow reduce your risk of recurrence when you have a double mastectomy. I'm 15 years out myself, so I mean, you and I are both sitting here, but I'm sure we could probably talk to other people who would say, well, I did the lumpectomy and I'm 15 years or whatever. Just I guess it just depends on the situation. But all I can say is I'm glad we're here now. And so when you did do the double mastectomy, did you do reconstruction?
yes, I did. And my husband and I discussed it. Yeah, it was very radical, but every time I look in the mirror, it would remind me of the whole experience. So I decided to get the implants, and I went that route.
That's super valid, man. That so many people I know feel the same way, and they want to be able to kind of just pick up, and leave that whole stage in their life behind them and not look back. And it certainly helps if you're not staring, scars every day in the morning. I'm sure. So I get it, and most people, the majority of people, do reconstruction. How long did the reconstruction take, and were you able to start reconstruction immediately? Did you have to do? Tell me everything. I want to know it all.
Oh man, I do have pictures, but
Oh
you
wow.
probably don't want to see them. Anyway, it was that was hard because first they put expanders in to expand your muscles so that it could take the implants. And of course, and I'm just going to speak very freely here, is I took a bra into my plastic surgeon and I said, I want to be this size. So we figured that out.
Oh
And
my God, I love that. That's awesome.
so we went through all that. It probably took almost, I want to say 9 to 12 months after all was said and done.
Right,
You had to
right.
expand the muscle because they put the implant underneath the muscle.
Hmm.
So they expand the muscle, and then put the implants in. They sew you up and all that good stuff, and then you got to keep going back to the doctor to make sure everything's cool.
Right.
You know, you have those drains after
I hate those.
surgery, and
Yeah.
that took a while.
Hmm.
And then twice they almost lost me.
Oh
And
my
that's another
gosh.
story.
No, I mean,
So
is it part of your journey through breast cancer? Because I want to
it,
hear it.
yes.
Tell us about it. What
So
happened?
after the surgery, I was downstairs sitting in the living room, and my husband was upstairs working. He was working out of the house while I was going through this whole thing. And for some reason, he called my name, and I didn't answer him the way that he thought I should. So he ran downstairs because he immediately thought something was wrong, and I had passed out.
Oh my
Well,
God.
where they sutured me up, because they had to put me back on blood thinners
Hmm.
because of my blood disorder, it popped the vein.
Oh my
So
God.
they didn't solder me up good enough.
Oh
So
gosh.
he had to call the EMTs. They came and got me. They took me to the hospital. Got to the hospital, still had the drains in. Um, Everything settled down, and then when they put me again back on the blood thinners, I was in the hospital and I started bleeding out again internally. So in my
What is
room,
that? What is that? Like, how does that show up? What's the symptom when that starts happening?
so it was right here.
Uh huh.
It started to hurt really bad,
Uh
and
huh.
then all of a sudden my skin started puffing up like it was
Like clotting or
expanding.
something, and yeah.
The blood was pooling
Oh my
there
God.
because it was coming out of the vein or
Uh huh. Uh huh.
whatever. They didn't solder it back
Oh
up.
my
So
gosh. Oh my gosh. My
s-
heart is dropping.
it
It's
was
like
crazy. So in the room was the nurse that was trying to figure out whether she should cut the drain, because she said if she cut the drain, I might get an infection. I'm like, cut the drain, because that bulb was filling up. And there was an emergency nurse in there. There was my surgeon. There was my oncologist, who's also a hematologist, and there was the plastic surgeon. All were in my room, in this little tiny hospital room. And they had sent my husband to another hospital to get my medical records because they thought they had seen another blood clot, but it was the old blood clot. So he's gone, and they're all trying to figure out what to do with me. And the plastic surgeon, of all people, picks up the internal phone, calls down to the operating room, and said, blah, 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 stat, get up here right now. She needs to have another surgery. So this guy
oh,
comes running in the room with the gurney. They flop me on the gurney, put me on the gurney, and it was like a cartoon. He was like bumping every wall he could
oh
bump
my
into until we
God.
got to the elevator. It was crazy. So it got down there into the OR. My husband made it in time, and they realized that there was no blood clot, because my decision at that point was either not to have surgery or to have surgery, bleed out or don't bleed. It was one of those decisions. So luckily, it was a piece of the old blood clot. They were able to solder me back up again and put me back in the room. But two times, man, they almost lost me.
Wow,
So that was
that's
crazy.
terrifying. Gosh, man. You know what's interesting, Deb, is I talk to so many people that have like a secondary problem like this when they go through breast cancer that isn't like, I mean, it's indirectly related to the breast cancer. You know what I mean? It's like I had my when they put my port in, my lung got punctured, and so I'm talking about stuff like that, or like somebody else I know got strep whenever they were going through treatment, and because their immune system was so compromised, they ended up in the hospital, and that ended up being a huge ordeal. So like these kind of little side projects that we have are often worse than just the regular cancer treatment. So
Mhm.
wow. Okay, so did that happen? I guess early on, within like how long after you were diagnosed did that occur?
Well, this was during my whole healing process. This is like right after the surgery that I had the double mastectomy.
Wow.
So I
My
was still
gosh.
healing.
Yeah,
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 it's
yeah.
crazy.
Oh my gosh, man, that's nuts. So, did you have the surgery first, and then did you have chemo or radiation?
No, because I opted for the surgery, I didn't have to have either.
Wow. Do you know, back then, did they tell you what type of breast cancer it was, other than the institute? Like, was it HER2 positive, PR positive? Do you know any of that? It's not
No,
always common for them to talk
it
about that.
wasn't it wasn't any of that.
Yeah.
It was not that.
Yeah, I got
And
you.
I had the BRCA test. It
Okay.
wasn't that.
I'm glad you answered that too, because Paige Nally, who is a metastatic breast cancer warrior who's in the house right now, she was asking if you were BRCA positive, but you were not.
Negative.
Have you gone back, just out of curiosity, have you gone back for any further genetic testing since that time?
No, there was one other test that they offered, but my oncologist said, those aren't necessarily always accurate. Um, so no, I haven't.
Gotcha.
I do see him. I used to see him every 6 months, but I
Yeah.
just got released for every year.
Wow, man. So
Mhm.
it's been what, 14, almost 14
Yeah,
years now?
he and I are good friends.
I'll bet so. Gosh, wow. Yeah, that's crazy. I was released after just 7, but triple negative is, different. After 7 years, they say you're just as likely to get breast cancer as if you'd never had it. So that's why
Mhm.
after 7 years for me, they let me go. But man, I can't believe they're keeping a good eye on you. I mean, based on what you're telling me, you're definitely a special case with the blood disorder that you have
Mhm.
and the other issues, but not having to go through chemo, that's quite a bonus. And so you didn't have to lose your hair or anything like that, I guess.
No, I still have it, and I turned it green yesterday.
Yeah, guys, she said she was going for blue, but it's green, so she didn't want to show off her green hair. Does it
Hey.
remind you of like when we were kids, like
Yeah.
when like people had blonde hair and they would bleach it and then they would go swimming and then it would like come out like green and you're like, what happened? I
Yeah,
bleached
I'm
my
that
hair.
girl.
You're that girl. Wow. All right. So you are 12 years cancer free, 13, almost 13 years cancer free. That is so awesome. And not to have to go through radiation or any chemo is great. And you got your implants and all that's good. Do you have to go back in for revision periodically?
I do. I keep telling my doctor, hey, I'm at my deductible this year. Can I get new implants? But he's like, no, you can wait. And they've been in there for 14 years, which is surprising. But he said, if you don't need it, then don't get it. When you need it, call me.
Yeah, that's cool. So I wonder what constitutes needing it. Like, did they tell you to watch for something specific?
If you'll be able to tell if they start leaking. I guess it's very painful. So,
Ooh, that doesn't sound fun. Yeah, let's hope that
no,
doesn't happen at all.
right.
So now let's switch gears a little bit because now we know you're just like a badass breast cancer survivor chick and everything. And to make you even more badass, you're a drummer. So tell us how your drumming career began. Like, when did you first realize you wanted to play drums?
A long, long, long time ago. So I relate playing drums like dancing. People don't dance to the melody. They dance to the beat, right? And I love to dance. I grew up like one block from Motown in Detroit. And so I was always in that space. My husband is a musician, and in our old house, there was a drum set that was in the basement. So when you came in through the garage door, I always passed the drum set. And so one day I said, you know what? I'm going to get you one day. So I went downstairs. I just started playing, and my husband said, and I actually picked up some drumsticks when I was healing from my double mastectomy. And the doc said, "No, you shouldn't be doing that because
Now's not the time. Yeah.
you're not supposed to raise your hands
I
like this
remember,
kind of
yeah,
stuff."
they were like, don't play drums. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was that girl too. But so my husband said, "Hey, why don't you call up our friend JD Blair? He used to play drums for Shania Twain, and he lives locally here, and see if he'd give you lessons." So I did, and he said yes. So I took lessons from him for um, several years, but I always played in my basement by myself. And then one day, one of our friends came over. He wanted to learn how to play the bass. So he and I would jam. Then we would have this Sunday jam mess around session. And then we actually started learning songs and started getting a little better. And then some other people came and said, "Hey, can I jam with you?" And so we ended up with 4 or 5 people, or 4 people. Um, and then we booked a couple gigs at a private party, and decided, hey, man, we're not horrible. We should do this. This is fun.
Yeah, right.
So it just steamrolled from there. And then we ended up getting the bass player's wife to sing with us which is one of my best friends, and now we have this band, and we're called Beginner's Luck because the rule is you can't play your original instrument or you have to be new. So my husband's a bass player, but he plays guitar in the band, and our friend Dave is a sax player, but he plays keys. And then the bass player Morgan and I were new, and then of course the singer Jenny was new.
That's
So
a
we,
fabulous name for that. And how cool, man. It's like you have your own Menudo rules. You're like, you know, in Menudo you couldn't be over 15, and in your band you can't you can't be like some seasoned professional. It's more somebody who's new to the instrument. That's really cool. Beginner's luck. And where do you guys play nowadays?
we play around our area, which is about I would say 40 minutes west and a little south of Nashville, in anywhere from coffee houses to bars and burger joints and stuff like that. It's just fun.
And are you guys doing cover music? Or are you doing original music?
We do anywhere from the Pointer Sisters to Metallica to it's all over the board. It's pop, rock, and dance. It's whatever we are when we're together. We're like, that's a great song. We should learn that. So,
I gotta say, that is the first time I've ever heard Pointer Sisters and Metallica in the
oh
same
yeah,
sentence. Way to go, man.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Amazing. That's
But
so
we do.
fun.
My husband has some covers that we're going to be performing soon. So
How many tunes are in your catalog right now, you think?
we have at least. I bet we could do 4 sets.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome. That's killer.
yeah.
That's very cool. And so are you guys planning, I guess you're going to keep doing that for as long as you want to and just keep having fun with it and playing more and more music and all that stuff. So tell us a little bit about, because we got a lot of gearheads out there too. And I don't want to forget, I need to go back for a second, Deb, actually, because people were very intrigued by your story, and they were like, wow, that was very scary, the story about your blood clot and all that. I missed telling you that. But Janine Cumming wants to say hello in Aquarius, so they're all saying hi, your beat keeper buddies.
Yes.
So we do have a lot of fellow drummers watching right now, and actually it's cool because we have several fellow female drummer breast cancer survivors watching right now. So it's perfect that you're here. So, like I said, we have some gearheads here. So tell us a little bit about your equipment that you play.
Oh, okay. It is a Pearl kit.
Oh, it seems
The
like you're
professional series.
there. We go. I think your vocal got a little quiet, but go ahead and try that again. Go
The
ahead.
Pearl professional series. Um, it's got a 14-inch top kick. I've got Zildjian cymbals, and I've got everything attached to my bass drum and my low tom, so I don't have to carry cymbal stands. So everything mounts together because the less gear that I have to carry and move in and set up, the better for me. And then I have a little Korg MP, not little, it's big, it's overkill, but a Korg MPS-10 that has some sound effects in it. Um,
So you
and
trigger. It's like a pad, or is it like a
it's
trigger?
pad,
Okay.
it's
Okay.
pad. So it's got all kind of cool sounds on it because
Uh-huh.
we play Sweet Dreams that has that doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo in it. It's got all those really cool sound effects in it. Still learning it. It's just so much
Oh, I
on
love
it.
playing with equipment like that. I have this
Hmm.
D drum Neo that's it's really fun. It's like an octopad kind of thing. And it's so fun to play with those things and have that as like a extra accessory to your kit. It's so much fun. I love that. And you're brilliant for mounting everything to your bass drum. I'm gonna need to see a picture of that, Deb, because I can't
Yeah, you
even
got it.
envision it. I'm thinking like they have those I think they're called like Catalina club kits that Gretsch has, and they're super
Hmm.
small. And there's a few other, Yamaha has a small kit too. And they have some of those kits now that like are kind of like in a box and stuff like that. But I would love to see photos of what you did, because I'm still bringing a rack. Now my rack has gotten much smaller. It's very, very condensed now. So and they are on wheels. So I just wheel
Nice.
in the two sides, and then, fold the pieces up, and then I have everything. So it's pretty well simplified, but I'd be curious to see what your kit looks like. So what kind of sticks do you play or do you use?
I use 17As because I sit back a little further from the kit, so I like the longer sticks. Um, I just had one. I don't know, it's over there, but that's what I used, the 17As.
Very cool. I was also
Nice
just,
birth.
yeah. I was also sitting here thinking because there's like so much music stuff that goes on in Nashville. Have you been involved at all in that scene, or have you do you go out to that scene ever? I know it's not that super close to you, but do you ever hit Broadway and go see what's going on down there, and like what your thoughts are on all the shifts that those people play, starting at 10 in the morning, going till 2 in the morning, and just how all that works?
I try not to. It's very
It's crazy
touristy.
down there, right? It's
When
crazy.
people from out of town come out, I'm like, I hope they don't want me to take them downtown, but I will.
Yeah.
Uh, it's just bar to bar, and every other bar plays wagon wheel, and there are some bars that play rock and roll.
Uh,
Um, for musicians, because there are so many in Nashville, and I think it's kind of like Austin. Uh, I think I read the other day that musicians have to pay to play. So not only do they have to pay an exorbitant amount for parking, then they wheel their stuff all the way to the venue, which is down Broadway with all these people. Um, they play for tips or they pay to play. I think it was like $25 a musician. And they do take shifts, they alternate. We haven't played down there yet, maybe by design, but
right.
maybe one day we will.
Right. I'll have to got some friends that are part of the shifts down there, and I'll have to ask them about that. That's crazy. And I know it is expensive to park, and it is absolutely packed down there on the weekends. And like I said, music starts at 10 in the morning and goes till 2 in the morning. So there's only a few hours a day. I guess that's what, if I could do math, that's like 8 hours a day that there's not music playing. It's crazy.
Yeah, and if it's your thing, that's cool.
Yeah.
If you dig that scene, that's cool. I prefer to play out here where the traffic is a little less, and
Yeah.
it's good.
Did you spend much time going to the NAM summer NAM out there when it used to be there years ago?
We did, and my husband used to go to the NAM in LA, and yeah,
That's cool.
it's kind of a reunion when he goes to NAM.
Yeah. NAM is this week. I'm leaving to go out there tomorrow, and it is really cool to get to see all your old friends and different partners and things like that. It's very cool. I miss the summer NAMs that they had in Nashville, and wish they still had those, but I understand why they kind of after COVID had to drop it off. But you obviously go to the Music City Drum Show that's held there each summer. I think this is going to be their 5th year, possibly. I think maybe. And it's a great show. It's coming up, I believe, the weekend of July 17th, if I'm remembering correctly. So those of you in the Nashville area, please come out to that. Breast Cancer Ticket's going to be out there with a booth and everything. And so I guess with that, you guys are not going to NAM this week, huh?
We are not. No, actually, I just had ankle surgery, so I can't go too many places. That's
Oh,
why
gosh.
don't leave a drummer unattended. She makes her
Right.
return.
Yeah. So what'd you do to your ankle, and you're not able to play right now, or can you just not
Oh,
play with your?
no, it's my hi-hat foot. I can play.
Gotcha.
So I just too many sports when I was younger.
Yeah, just
Kinda
wear and
like
tear.
wore it
Yeah,
out.
I feel you. Yep. That's tough, man. Well, I'm so glad that you're doing so well and like worrying about living, not worrying about dying. You're doing it the right way and focusing on the things that you want to do with your life. And, it's so cool that you picked up drums later in life and now that's your jam, and that we were able to connect this way. Because if you weren't playing drums, I wouldn't have ever met you. So it's so cool that you came down for Beat Keepers for Drumathon X a couple of years ago. Really cool to meet all you folks down here that weekend, and I hope we get to do that again really soon. And I want to see you though this year at the Nashville Drumathon, and like I said, we'll be in touch more about that, and I hope to work with you a lot more moving forward. You're just somebody that I think I need to be working with, man. Sister drummer, breast cancer survivor, Nashville, all the pieces fit. So I'm hoping that we can do some things, beautiful things together to help this cause.
we're here for a purpose.
That's right. Amen. Amen to that. Well, thank you so much for your time tonight, Deb, and I will talk to you really soon. I'm going to get in touch with you. I owe you a couple things, and I have them done. I've just been waiting for some approvals, but I have them ready for you, and I'll send them your way here real soon, okay?
Okay, cool. All right.
Take care, girl.
Thank you.
Love you, man. Have a
Yes.
great night.
Love
See
you
ya.
too.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Guys, give it up for Deb, man. Rock star for being on here this evening. So cool to see her. Gonna spin a couple things here again in a second. I do want to take a second and ask you guys some questions. I would love your feedback on a couple things. Let me go see here. I got some comments busting in I need to go check out. So side note, let's see. Aquarius says, I keep hearing that to pay to play and expensive parking. I haven't heard that directly, but I'm going to have to ask my folks that I'm friends with down in Nashville and see if they are having to pay to play, because that sucks. I just know that they work different shifts, and like when you talk to any of them, they're like, oh, which shift are you today? And everybody's on a shift. It's like everybody's playing. It's crazy. Trevor says, side note of me, I wanted to be a drummer when I was a kid, but what threw me off was in percussion class in middle school, I found out you also have to play xylophone, but I stuck with electric acoustic bass guitar and program my drum parts on MIDI. So I'm a guitarist, bassist, MIDI photographer. I can't read music notations, but I can read guitar tabs and learn my own songs that I write. That's so cool. That's awesome, Trevor. I love all that. And it's funny because, man, I didn't take percussion in school either. It wasn't for that reason. For whatever reason, this is the stupidest thing ever. I mean, I just want to hit myself in the head like I don't know, how old was I? 12-year-old self in the head for this. But for whatever reason, I thought percussion in school was not cool. I just want to play a drum set. I didn't want to sit there and on the snare drum. I wanted to play a drum set, and so I wasn't interested in just playing snare drum. So I never got into that world, and I went straight into drum set lessons at the age of 11. So never turned back after that. But that's so cool. I'm glad you're involved in music in one way or another. That's very, very cool. We also have a note here, guys. Want to remind you, breast cancer survivors and warriors can join our Facebook group. The link is out there for all of you if you want to jump in there at any given time. It is a great place on our Facebook, Survivors Rock, a breast cancer can stick a community, where we share stories and experiences and lift each other up. So it's a very positive environment. I invite you to join that. If you join, be sure to jump in and introduce yourself by making a post out there. You're ever going through anything breast cancer related, pop it in there. We'll all be there for you, okay? So be sure to do that. And I'm going to go check here in just a second, Shelby, to see if we got some people signed up with Beat and Repeat. Again, if you go to breastcancercanstickit.org/beat and repeat and you sign up tonight for recurring donation, then you get automatically placed in a drawing to win a free pair of pink drumsticks. Hot off the press right there, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, and Deb, if you're still watching, Aquarius says, thank you for sharing your story. And Paige says the same. Lots of people giving you lots of love, Deb. So thank you so much for being on this evening. Still getting caught up here. Trevor says, hopefully I can come up on drums during one of the next Drumathon events whenever I can afford to do it. Absolutely, Trevor. You got to get up and rock out, man. It's the most fun thing. Yeah, it's totally cool. All right, man. I love you guys. All right, let's see. What do we want to do? I got about 10 minutes left. We're doing a short, abbreviated show tonight. Let's see. What do you guys feel like? Do you feel like watching a drum video? Do you feel like talking about some breast cancer things in these last 10 minutes? We could show you the Drumathon recap video. That's pretty dang cool. Showing everything that happened at Drumathon 2025. Let me show that to you guys real quick, and then I'm going to watch the comments here and see what you guys would like to see next while we got about 10 minutes left. Okay, I could play a drum video for y'all, or I could, if you're new to the broadcast and you want to learn a little bit more about my story, I can spin something related to that as well. But for right now, I'm going to show you guys our Drumathon 2025 recap. Check it out. OMG, Drumathon 2025 was so cool, guys. Our first ever Drumathon at Legacy Hall in Plano, Texas, and we're looking forward to doing it again there this year in the fall. We'll be announcing that sometime just around the beginning of May is when we will announce Drumathon 2025 here in Dallas. Our Drumathon coming up in Nashville. We're going to be solidifying that date real soon, and we'll be sharing that with you guys. It'll be this summer. Nashville Drumathon, our first ever. It's our inaugural, it's a big word, Drumathon in Nashville. So please be sure to come out to that. All right, folks, man, I'm trying to see if you guys had anything else, and I want to tell you, listen up. This is important. We don't have anybody signed up for the recurring donation program. So that means if the first person who signs up right now, the recurring donation program will get a free pair of pink drumsticks. So be sure and do that. It's breastcancercanstickit.org/beat and repeat. You can go in there and sign up for recurring donation. It could even be just $5. So you could pay $5 right now and get a pair of $10 drumsticks. It's a pretty good deal. So we're going to give you guys a minute to check that out. Yes, it's going to be so cool, Trevor. So cool. All right, I'm going to spin one more thing. Let's see. I think I've got something possibly already here that might work. Let's see. Got like a drum video. Do you guys want to see a drum video? Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see a drum video. I've got something here. I think I can make it work. Let's see here. Second. I think it's set up to fit, I hope. But I could spin this drum video for you guys while I give you guys a chance to sign up for the recurring donation program at breastcancercanstickit.org/beat and repeat. Want to get more folks signed up? Like I said, I'm signed up. I'm donating $60 a month to Breast Cancer Can Stick It, and I've been doing it for many years. Want to get more people. It could be even $5, $10. It doesn't matter how much, guys. Every little bit helps, okay? So be sure to do that. Oh, I just saw something pop up here. Paige says, anybody else have Oh man, oh yeah, amazing, stuck in the middle of the screen? I do not. I have that there are two stuck in the middle of my screen. I don't know why. Yeah, it's a Facebook thing, it seems like. Oh, okay, Michael Gray says he does want to see a video. So give me a second to make sure it's going to work. I might have to undo real quick, but let's see what happens. This is me playing a song by the original band that I was in called Bullet, and the song is called Devils. So check this out. Hopefully it's formatted correctly. If not, I'll play around with it and get it right. Hang tight. welcome back. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Again, that was Bullet song Devils. It's available anywhere you can stream music, so just stream Devils by Bullet. There's a lot of tunes out there that we have. I also highly recommend Everything by Bullet, so be sure to do that. My band Frognot is out there. Band 49th Vibration is out there, so go check all that streaming fun stuff out, man. I don't ever talk about that, so I need to mention that every now and again. So I hope to do more drum videos here real soon. Got to work with Izzy on that. All right, guys, if you're going to be at NAMM this week, man, DM me and let me know, and let's plan to meet up and get a picture and hang out for a bit. Be super cool to see you guys out there, so no matter where you are, if you're coming out to NAMM, DM me and let me know. What else? I had something else I was going to tell you guys today. Oh, thank you, Michael. Thanks, man. I appreciate you so much, dude. That's awesome. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Okay, so check it out, right? We need one, like, all we need is the first person to sign up for the recurring donation program, and they're going to get a free pair of drumsticks. I'm just saying. Let me check it here. Yep, we'll keep our eyes open, so be sure to sign up for that. breastcancercanstickit.org/beat and repeat. It is in the comments. All right, let me read y'all's comments here. You recognize that vocalist? Yes, you do. That's right. It's Shannon Cobb. Happy trails, Paige. I love you, man. Paige also says, kick a song to get out of my head after. Oh, yeah. I hope you liked that, man. I hope you liked it. I'll have to fill you in. I gotta text you about some stuff here, Paige. All right, guys. All right, man. I gotta go. I gotta get ready for NAMM. I'm leaving town tomorrow to go to Anaheim for the NAMM event. So be sure again, guys. Be sure and DM me if you are going to NAMM, and let's meet up. I love y'all. Sorry to cut it short tonight. I will miss you guys. I'll see you in 2 weeks back here with the Mighty and Metastatic with Kim Lusk and Josie. So please dial in. We'll see you here in a couple of weeks. Love you guys. Y'all have a great evening.